Well. What can you say? As soon as they went 2-0, yeah, I just think, oh shit, there we go. Yeah, this is desperate, guys. Desperate stuff. We've done 2 shows this week before tonight. And myself and Jonathan, who are advocates of Rodgers or have been for a long time, decided to turn the question on the manager last night, and how much he's getting collateral credence, shall we say? He's getting a pass. That's a simple way of putting it. He's getting a pass at times because of all the other stuff. Well, do you know what? We are miles and miles away in terms of lineup, in terms of tactics, in terms of our ability to score a goal. We are miles away in those 3 fronts from what we have at our disposal to achieving what we should be able to. I'm at a loss with the manager right now. Now I know he's had his hands tied behind his back all summer in terms of the other stuff, and I get that. But what I'm watching, sorry, I'm smoking on the pot. Who gives a fuck? What I'm watching, start lineup wise, it is. I was speaking to the judge via text when the game began. You know, you look at the subs. We always see Luke McCowan, for example. He's his go-to sub. Out of nowhere, we see Bernardo just brought in for the Wilderness in at the start lineup. We see substitute at half time. Oh, it's nearly 3. Fucking hell, it was nearly 3. We see decisions like Sriracha to come on at right back. We see fans piling out when it goes to 2-0. Let's get the comments all coming up, because this is one that we need to talk about big time. This is a summation of poor results from the Scottish Cup final. I think there was a stat. The first half was 9 out of 12 of our last 12 first halves. We have not scored a goal. That's not good enough. We are counting on one man right now. One man to create everything that's tonight. I know there could be a lot of argument for the disallowed goal, but the disallowed goal would only have painted over cracks. This is miles away from what we expect Celtic to be. Miles away. In terms of personnel choice, yep, miles away. But in terms of how to actually execute a game plan from what we do have at our disposal, I think Rodgers is now miles away. He's got to look at himself now and accept he's the one. He's the one in charge of the players he's got. He's the one who used these quotes that me and Jonathan went through to last night. I will endeavour to make them to get to a level that I think they can get to, etc. Always bollocks. Sorry, Brendan. You're failing then if that's your mission. And he's not even getting the same heights with the players he did get exceptional heights from. That first half tonight was utterly insipid. It was as bad as I've ever seen Celtic play in a European tie. Now, my prediction last night was if there's a 29-minute silence, we would concede a goal during that. We conceded a goal during that without the 29-minute silence because we were fucking shocking. I'm watching this game go right now, and you just feel compelled to go live eventually as soon as the second goal goes in because, do you know what? That was coming. This side doesn't have it. But this side doesn't have it because of how they're set out as well. The Celtic board have failed to back the manager because they don't believe the manager was staying beyond 3 years. Either did I. That's going to be their alibi. The Celtic board never backed the manager properly with money. So all eyes should be on the board at all times. But here's another reason to keep your eyes on the board. See if you didn't think he was staying beyond 3 years. I'm sure we said on the channel fucking towards the back end, in fact, midway through last season, I said 3 years, listen to his words. If that's the case, get rid of him. They don't want to do that because he's their alibi. Rodgers, though, is not helping himself. Why would you give that guy more money who's going to be now their lingo at the meeting on Monday? Why would we back a manager who can't even achieve results against Kaira Almaty and in the Europa League at home to Braga? Why would we have backed him when we don't believe we got value for money from Adamida and Arne Engels? Of course, Adamida they made their money back on, essentially, near enough. If you actually take away his 20 goals last year and what he contributed in his loan spell, he actually paid for himself and more. The Tierney signing's getting a lot of debate. Stephen O'Rourke comes in. Great to have you on the bus, Stephen. I get it. Right now, mate, I was actually encouraged with the sixth Celtic nearly scoring again there, again for the first time. Shadow his former self. He probably is, sadly, because none of us want that to be the case. Stephen, he's not the biggest problem tonight, was he? He seems to be getting a lot of heat. I'm not sure he's the biggest problem tonight. I think the lineup changes that Brendan Rodgers has made, as I say, we spoke about Tuesday, I thought was highlighted again tonight with the inclusion of Bernardo. I don't blame. I don't call him Paulo Bernardo anymore. I call him poor Bernardo. Because he was brought into an environment he shouldn't have been tonight in that start lineup. You've got to elevate people methodically. You don't just pull them from wilderness into the first team and let the guys who think they're on the brink of getting first team opportunities, if someone's form drops off, not give them. Did I think Luke McCowan changes tonight? No. I just think it's fairness to be going, you're the guy I bring on off the bench, you're the guy I'm going to start next. That's not what's happening. I'll tell you one thing that's not happening with Celtic is scoring fucking goals. He has to go for broke eventually. He has to start fighting fire with fire. He didn't do it with these pressers all summer. The summer I described to you all is he tried to say everything to everyone. And I felt sorry for him being a spokesman for every aspect of Celtic. But what he's now doing with his team is similar to the press conferences. It's too diplomatic. It's too, well, we might be able to prevent goals this way, so we're not conceding goals. He dared use a quip in the pre-match that we've not lost a game yet this season. If you count Kairat Almaty as not losing a game, I don't know what you're talking about. We did lose that game. Whether it was on penalties or not, we lost a game of football because we lost it on penalties. That was the eventual outcome, decisive nature of a knockout tie. Well, tonight, if you want to use your excuse and your spin, Brendan, that's now gone as well. Because we did lose tonight over 90 minutes. If that was the angle you were wanting to go down, you were unbeaten this year. We got beat this year. And we've been beaten by a team I don't think we're any great shakes. Did you? Let me know in the comments. I want to know if people think that was a good team we were against. Jim C says, man, that was a soul watch. Jim, totally agree with you. Stephen Rook says Rodgers has got to go now. Ian Adams, Rodgers out. See, at the end of the day, This is, I remember I said as well, I'm not trying to be a smart ass, by the way. I said last night, there's got to be some sort of pound of flesh that we give to get change on the board. Rodgers goes, the board get the pass. Rodgers stays, we keep getting served up this shit. We're in no man's land right now, guys. We've got a fans collective that stick to what we're doing. All eyes on the board. We're all in. There's a meeting. Let's postpone it all. Everyone's doing the same thing. From the fans collective to the manager to the board. No one's decisive. No one's got bollocks. No one knows how to drive something forward with a single-minded approach. No one knows how to grab Celtic and take it to the places it should be going. None of them have the balls. And I hate being the fan media thing where I'm ranting and raving at a camera like a fucking arsehole like Mark Goldbridge and all that shit. It's really not my style. But you watch that night and you go, fuck me. It's so bad. The football element, though, is the one thing I think as all fans we can judge because we've watched enough of it. That performance is inept. Plenty of performances this season have been inept. Now it's up to you. What do we back to go? Is it everyone a full clear out? Other fans of other clubs, I get why they might see wee clips of this and they might go, what the fuck are they talking about? Record profits, domestic dominance, and most years in the Champions League. But it's not the case. It's 7 out of 9 we've ended up in the B team tournament. And see, we're in the B team tournament, as I call it. I've got a cheat to call the Europa League a B side. Do you know why, guys? Because we're shite in that as well. We have been this whole Bodrum tenure. But what am I seeing right now for Rodgers that goes in defiance of the board tying one arm behind his back? What do I see for Rodgers' team that makes me go, do you know what? That's why we want Rodgers to stay. We get rid of the board and we keep our, as I've called him many a time, elite manager. I've seen utter fuck all this season. In fact, towards the end of last season, it started getting it going Pete Tong. It was the same in his third season in the first time around. And I need to weigh all those factors in and not be blindsided by a bias that I seem to have. Maybe because I think Ange Postecoglou left in rat terms, just like he was accused of in his first side. And I'm beginning to change my mind now on Brendan, as you're allowed to do as a fan, by the way. I don't get paid money to have my opinion. I get to, bait and shift mine all the time, or whatever that saying is. But right now, I'm looking at a tournament. We either go for broken because we're raging we didn't get the opportunity to Champions League. I'm pissed off my board didn't support me to be in the Champions League. But boy, oh boy, I'm going to show you what you could have had in the Champions League by attacking this competition. We didn't attack tonight. Our first home game of the campaign, we didn't attack it at all. We shat it. Tell the truth. It mimicked and mirrored everything else we've done this year. The thing so far has been a disgrace of a campaign. 33% of our games in the league we've drawn. Our European performances so far, 4 games, 0 goals. No goals! Let me tell you the teams we played. Kairat Almaty, Red Star Belgrade, and fucking Braga at home. 2 games against a Kazakhstan side. Away from the notorious Red Star Belgrade. Tell me the last time they had proper European pedigree. And look, bang average, by the way. And tonight, at home, to a Braga side, they brought in a 40-year-old midfielder to shore things up. Callum McGregor looks 40. The whole Celtic side looks 40. Kasper Schmeichel looks 400. I don't see right now a future for the football squad that we've got under Brendan. And the fucking most annoying thing about that is that plays into the hands of the board to go, do you know what? See now, we're well versed in this. We were right all along, ladies and gentlemen. He's not the guy. just you wait. See, when we put our guy in, he'll be backed because we believe that he's there for Celtic's long haul. There's no such thing as long haul in football. I think Rodgers is guilty of a Mourinho, maybe esque, and that's not me trying to compare the two in terms of abilities. But maybe that Mourinho shade that he has, a shade of comparison, I should say, is that there is just a 2-year cycle. Brendan's a 2-year manager. He did brilliant his first 2 years at Leicester, brilliant his first 2 years at Celtic, both times. Brilliant his second season at Liverpool when they nearly won the league. Third season, that's him, he's done. 2-year deal, man. Two-year deal, Rodgers, maybe is one of the ways. But I tell you what, see whilst the board want to lap it up now for some reason. How weak are they? So if you didn't want Brendan, should have appointed him. Oh, wait, have you been told to appoint this guy? If you didn't back Brendan, why'd you carry on employing him? So there's still loads of ways you can get at these bastards for that as well. Lots of comments coming in. And I bring them up on the screen because I think that's important for people who are watching to see what the sort of the flavour of the fans' mood is right now. But for me, I think I worried on Tuesday with Jonathan, is he running out of lives by using the description constantly of what players we've got available, who we've got at our disposal that we can use? Well, now, I'm sorry. That's all ran out because the performances are insipid. And whatever it is you have got at your disposal at Celtic, you should be doing better with. And that's been now time and time again that he should have been doing better with what's at his disposal when you go for the Scottish Cup, to the Champions League qualifiers, to the 2 games we've drawn in the league this year, to now 2 goalless performances in the Europa League, the Diddy comp that we don't want to even fucking be in. We now need to look at his performance as much as we look at anything. Martin Kay says we are rotten at the moment. I totally agree. Dan says pish. I hope he's talking about Celtic and not me, but hey, I'll take that as well, mate, if you are. I just feel that now, see a fans collective meeting on Monday. Well done, Brendan. Because if ever you were going to tool them guys up to have a strong hand against the board now sit smirking even more than they were at the fact the silence of the lambs, let's call it that, the silence of the lambs has occurred, and it only took the offer of a meeting. Now the meeting will be dictated by, would you back that manager? Would you give him more funds? You're just pissed off at us with the performances. So well done, Brendan, on that. He's absolutely bottled it. He should have fought fire with fire in his comments. He didn't. He tried to say everything to everyone. He certainly should have started fighting fire with fire by being an aggressive tactician with a Celtic team that is meant to dominate games domestically and dominate games of the Europa League. Because he sees us as Champions League. We'll back that up. He's not backed that up. It is immensely frustrating right now. There'll be a lot of aftermath. There'll be a lot of comments coming in. We'll be back live again tomorrow. But I just wanted to give you my instant reaction. Whilst I know you'll get more longevity, more analysis of two-way convos for the likes of the boys on the bus, please tune into that. The likes of the other pods will have two-way dynamics. But I just wanted to come on and give my instant frustration to you guys because I think it's real and I think it's fair and I think it's where we're at. I'm going to come back on tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have a compadre with me. If not, I might be a wee bit more calmed down. We can do it a bit more normal. But I just want to say thanks to everyone who's watched. And apologies to all of you for how shite this is going. And good luck now to all involved between the fans collective and the board of ever of us getting the keeping the eye on the board movement achieved. Because that football team is just completely and utterly ripped up the script. I will leave you with that. Enjoy the rest of the evenings as much as you can. Go find your frustrations elsewhere. I'm sure there'll be plenty of platforms for you to to share in the chat, and I can't thank you all enough for all the comments. It's brilliant because when folk come back and watch the show back, they'll see all the comments popping up live, and it will sort of share and vent there and show the venting that we're all wanting to do. I'll see you later. I'm out of here. Good night.